सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। कर्मण्य कर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृत्स्नकर्म कृत। कर्मणि अकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः। And this discussion you already heard. Again, to briefly summarize, as far as the literal meaning of these words is concerned, one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction, it looks like the Lord is asking us to do what is contrary to the things. Because action is action. Action is performed at the level of body, the level of speech, at the level of mind. Chalanatmakam karma. Thus any movement of the body, speech, mind, or together is called action. What is inaction? Which is the opposite of this, where there is no movement of body, no movement of mind, no movement even of thought. That can be called inaction. So how can you see in the movements, is it what is Lord Krishna asking us to do? What is called action, which is movement of the body, movement of the speech, movement of the mind, is Lord Krishna asking us to see the inactivity in activity? That hands are moving, but hey Krishna, hey Arjuna, may you see that they are not moving? The speech is talking, and does Lord Krishna mean that you are hearing the words and see that no words are there or no talking is there? Even if Lord Krishna asks us to do it, how can it be done? Karma, karma eva. That action is action. Akarma, akarma eva. Inaction is inaction. So, karmani, akarma. Karmani is the seventh case of the word karman, which is adhikaranam, location. It looks as though Lord Krishna is asking us to see in action where the action is. Which means Lord Krishna seems to be asking us to see in action and action the same locus. Karmani akarmayah pashyet. And similarly, akarmani cha karmayah. The akarmani is seventh case, the locative case. So see, may you see action in inaction. It is not possible to see two contradictory things in one location at one time. Unless those two things belong to two different locuses. that action belongs to one locus, inaction belongs to another locus, and both of them are together. Both of them are experienced by you simultaneously. Then it may be possible to see this. Action belongs to something, inaction belongs to something else. And both of them are there at the same time. Then it is possible to see that whereas one thing is performing action, other thing is free from action. So coming back to buddhi, doing viveka or discriminating, separating, the reason why the action and inaction appear contradictory to us. How can action and inaction obtain in the same location? This is what is a question that arises in us. Is because where there are two, we are seeing one. Two entities are involved. One entity is actionless, other entity is performing action. To act is the nature of one entity, and to be actionless is the nature of another entity. And both these entities exist simultaneously. The Vedantins' example would be a rope snake. A rope, a snake apparently exist at the same place at the same time, sort of. Or another example can be the mirage water and the sand, they exist at the same time. Seeing the water in the waterless, somebody can say. Seeing the water in the waterless. Now if water and waterlessness are thought to be belonging to the same location, then this is not possible. One thing cannot be simultaneously with water and water being waterless. But if there are two entities, of which one is waterless and other has water, supposedly, then it may be possible to see the waterless in the water. See the waterless in the water. Now we understand what it means. That waterless is a desert, which is the adhishthanam, substratum. And what is the mirage water? Which is a kalpana, imagination of superimposition. So adhishthanam and adhyaropa. The superimposition exists in the same place where the adhishthanam substratum exists. Because the superimposition derives its existence from the substratum. Just as the snake derives its existence and manifestation from the rope. Rope is, therefore snake is, rope manifests, therefore snake manifests. You know why I say that? Because rope may not manifest as in dark. In which case, the snake also will not manifest. So thus these two things, the snake, snakeness and snakelessness. See the snake less in the snake, or see the snake less where the snake is. See the water less where you see the water. How is it possible, Swamiji? That is because you are experiencing the waterless even when you are experiencing the mirage water. You are experiencing the snakeless rope even when you are experiencing the superimposition of snake. Because the Vedantic teacher would explain that when we say, I am Sarpaha, this is a snake, then I am, this is, belongs to the rope. Because the snake derives its isness from the rope. Rope is, snake is, because rope is. Rope is whether the snake is there or not. But snake is only when the rope is. Meaning that snake enjoys dependent existence and rope enjoys independent existence. So in Vedanta, the independent existence is called Satyam and dependent existence is called Mithya. So snake is Mithya, apparent, appearing to be there, appearing to enjoy existence, whereas rope is Satyam, enjoying its own independent existence. The thing is that Mithya cannot be experienced unless we experience Satyam. The superimposition cannot be experienced unless we are experiencing substratum, isn't it? When you say, I am Sarpaha, this is a snake, this is part belongs to the rope. So even when we are experiencing the snake and saying this is a snake, understand that we are experiencing the rope because the this is aspect of the rope is experienced and then only the snake can be experienced. As I said, in the pitch dark, if the this is of the rope is not experienced, meaning when it is dark and I do not experience this is a rope, then the question of the snake does not arise. It is only in a situation when the this is aspect of the rope is experienced, the ropeness is not experienced. That is when the adhyasa or superimposition takes place. When samanya jnanam is there, vishesha jnanam is not there. This is the samanya amsha, the universal aspect of the rope. And rope is the vishesha amsha, the particular aspect of the rope. So this is applies to every object. This is a snake rope, this is a part, this is a table, this is universal. The rope and the table and chair, all of these are particular. So when the universal is experienced and the particular is not experienced, that is when the superimposition can take place. So when I say this is a snake, the universal aspect of the rope which is this is experienced, and the particular aspect of the rope which is what? The ropeness is not experienced. This is the classic situation when the adhyaropa or superimposition can take place. Therefore, the snake and snakeness, both of them exist in the same place, understand? Isn't it so? Rope is snakeless. So when somebody says, see the snakeless in the snake, not in the snake, where the snake is, or what the snake is, that we call Vishaya Saptami. Appreciate. So when you say, see the snake less in the snake, that will be the Adhikana Saptami. But see the snake as snakeless, you follow? See the snake as the snakeless. Meaning, see the snake as a rope. That we would call a Vishaya Saptami. Where snake is a Vishaya, rope also is Vishaya. See the snake as the rope. Because when I am suffering from a delusion, hey, this is a snake, and somebody wants to enlighten me about the true nature of that entity, then say, Swamiji, there's no snake there, see the rope, see the snake as the rope. Not only say this is rope, because that also may not be enough. This is a rope. I may say this is rope, but still the snake may be there in my mind because snake also is there. So proper way of communication would be, Swamiji, what you look upon as snake is the rope. So see the snake as the rope. See the snake as a snakeless. Asarvabhutayam rajvam sarparopaha. The Vedanta Sara explained the concept of adhyaropa as asarvabhutayam rajvam, raju or the rope, which asarvabhuta has no snakeness at all. Seeing snake in what is totally free from snakeness. So here also Lord Krishna says, Karmani akarmayah pashed. One who sees, it looks like literally it means one who sees actionless in action. Like saying, see the rope in the snake, but that would not be right. See the snake as the rope. Similarly also, see the action as inaction. Recognize that the rope is the substratum of the snake. Similarly, recognize that the inaction is the substratum of the action. Just as snake cannot exist without the rope, the action also cannot exist without inaction. Because adhyaropa cannot exist without adhishtanam. Superimposition cannot exist without substratum, if you use those words. So action is adhyaropa, superimposition. Upon what? Akarma. Let us say actionless. See the actionless where you are seeing the action. Seeing the action as the actionless. Meaning that, recognize that actionless is the truth of action. Again, coming back, how can action and actionless exist at the same time? Because they belong to different locuses. Action belongs to one thing. To what? To this body, mind, sense complex. This is where action belongs. What is actionless? The self, asti bhadi priya, satchidananda na jayate mriyate va vipaschit. the akarta. Nayam hanti na hanyate. Yenam veti hantaram. Yasyenam manyate hatam. Ubhau tau na vijanitaha. Nayam hanti na hanyate. Second chapter, Lord Krishna says, Shankaracharya says, in fact, while explaining this verse, that this is not the first time Lord Krishna is saying this. Coming to think of it, Lord Krishna has said this more than once earlier. Then why is Lord Krishna repeating himself, repeating in different words, the same thing? That is because Bhashyakara says that the person keeps forgetting what is told and gets back into his old rut of same misconception and keeps on asking the same question again and again. And therefore, Lord Krishna is replying the same question asked in different words, reply also in different words. Anyway, so Lord Krishna has already said, Yayenam veti hantaram yasyenam manyate hatam ubhau tau na vijanitaha. One thing that Atma, the self, is hanta. The agent of the act of killing means one who thinks that Atma is agent, karta. Hananam or killing is just an example. One who looks upon Atma, the self, as an agent of action, as a locus of action, as the one performing action. And the other person believes, hata, that I am the object of action. One looks upon Atma as the locus of action, as the one who performs action. Other one looks upon Atma as the object of action, one upon whom the action is performed. So one looks upon it. Therefore, one who feels I am a victim of action, other is villain of action, one is victim of action. Ubhau tau na vijanitaha. Lord Krishna says, both of them do not know the true nature of the self. Meaning that they do not know the true nature of action also. Nayam hanti nahanyate. Ayam atma nahanti nahanyate. This self does not kill, meaning that self does not perform any action. Self is actionless. No kartrtvam. Nahanyate is not killed, meaning that Atma does not become the object of action also, is not the bhokta, that also is said there. Atma is akarta, abhokta. So here when Lord Krishna uses the word akarma, it is in the sense of akarta. Karta means one who performs action. Akarta doesn't mean one who does not perform action. One who is actionless, that's called akarta. One who does not perform action is called nishkriya. Means that fellow doesn't do anything or doesn't do something. But here is one who cannot do anything, who never does anything. Akarta means one who never does anything, is never a karta. That is why the good translation of akarma would be actionless rather than inactive. Usually the word inactive is used for a person who is active also and right now is inactive. But actionless means that one is never active. Karmani akarmayah pashed. In the action, one who sees the actionless. Who is actionless? Atma is actionless. What is the status of Atma? It is substratum. Because action can be performed only by one that is capable of performing action. Then also Lord Krishna has said earlier, prakrtehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. Prakrtehe gunaihi vikaraihi. By the guna or modifications of prakrti, modifications of the matter. And what are those modifications? The body, speech, mind, this upadhi is the modification of prakrti. Prakrtehe kriyamanani gunehi karmani sarvashah. Karmani sarvashah kriyamanani. The karmas are in every way performed by prakrtehe gunehi, by the modifications of prakrti, by sattva, rajas and tamas. They are the modifications of prakrti. By them alone all the karmas are performed. And generally we can say our gross body is the modification of tamas. Our organs of action, the prana, are the modification of rajas. And the organs of perception and the mind and intellect are the modification of sattva. So prakrutehe gunehi, prakrutehe vikarehi, by the vikara, the modification of prakrti, modification of sattva, rajas, tamas, which is the body, sense organs, mind complex. Sarvashah karmane kriyamanani, it is this that performs all the actions in every way. Panchetani mahabaho karanani bodhame adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha prasagvidam vividascha prasakcheshtaha devam chaivatra panchamam. In the 18th chapter, Lord Krishna said, the karta, the body. Karta. Ego. Sense organs. Various movements of organs. And Devam, the Adhishthan Devata. This one. Chashman Kare. So the idea is that karma and akarma belong to two different locations. Ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate. So one who identifies with the modification of prakrti, one who identifies with the body, mind, sense complex, and then the actions performed by the body, by the speech, by the mind, by the sense organs. Because of identification, this person says, Kartaham, I am performing those actions. So, kartrtvam belongs to prakrti. Kartrtvam belongs to anatma. Kartrtvam, the doership, belongs to the body, sense, mind complex. Naim hanti nahanyate. Atma does not perform any action, nor does it become the object of action. Atma is actionless in nature. But then this prakrti cannot exist independent of Atma. Prakrti being what we call mithya, mithya cannot exist independent of the satyam or substratum. So even though prakrti performs actions all right, even though the snake appears all right, but just as the snake derives its satta sphurti, the isness of the snake, the manifestation of the snake, they belong to the rope. So also isness of the prakrti, the manifestation of prakrti or matter, the liveliness of the matter, It is the Atma, the self, the consciousness, which by its very presence enlivens the prakrti, enlivens the matter. Which is how the prakrti or the matter or the personality gains the ability to do things. Shrutrasya shrutram manasa manaha vacho vacham. There is a shrotrendra, all right, but there is a shrotram. The ear of the ear, meaning that because of which the ear is able to perform its functions. Manasaha manaha. There is something because of which the mind is able to perform its functions. So this complex of the body, mind, sense organs is enlivened. And because of being enlivened, is able to perform its actions. Is because of the presence of the Atma, presence of the Self. In that sense, you can say the Self has a role to play in action, no doubt about that. That nothing can exist, nothing can manifest, nothing can do anything without the presence of Self. At the same time, the Self does not do anything. Naiva kinchit karometi yukto manyeta tattvavid. Tattvavid, the wise person, knower of truth. Yukta, the yogi. Manyeta, he knows. Naiva kinchit karometi, because he is identified with Atma. And so he says, Naiva kinchit karometi, I do not do anything. Then who does things? Pashyan, Shrunvan, Sprushan, Jigran. Pashyan while seeing, Shrunvan while hearing, Sprushan while touching, Jigran while smelling, eating, drinking, walking, talking, sleeping, breathing. He appears to perform all these actions and still says, I do not do anything. Then who performs all these actions? Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. The sense organs interact with their corresponding sense objects, that is called action. All this takes place in my presence. So yes, Atma is very much present where Anatma or the Prakriti is. Atma is very much present where the karma is taking place. It is because of the presence of Atma, because of the manifestation of Atma, because of the consciousness that Atma is, that karma becomes possible at all on the part of Prakriti. But kartrtvam belongs to Prakriti. In case of our own self, we can say that our body, mind, sense complex, which we can call personality, is Prakriti. And enlivening this Prakriti, imparting the existence and manifestation to this personality, is the person, the self, the consciousness. So this is where the confusion happens in person. That's called ignorance. Because of ignorance, that is what we call the adhyaropa superimposition. What belongs to Prakriti is superimposed and thought to belong to Atma, the self or the consciousness. So whereas kartrtvam, doership, is in Prakriti, is in the body, mind, sense complex. Actions all belong to Prakriti or the personality. But somehow, ignorance makes me superimpose what belongs to Prakriti upon the purusa, upon the self. This is called ignorance. The Vedanta says this is there. It is called adhyasa. Superimposition is there. Meaning that my notion that I am a doer is a result of superimposition. That's what Vedanta says. How can you say that? Because Upanishad says, Vedanta says, Tattvamasi. You are Brahman. Ajo nityaha shashvatoyam puranaha. The self is unborn, ajah. Nityaha, indestructible, avinashi. Shashvataha puranaha, free from growth, free from decay, free from change, free from modification. And therefore, free from kartrtvam and bhoktrtvam. Understand, this verse in the second chapter is told after that verse. Earlier verse was, Nayam hantina hanyate. The self neither kills nor is killed. Why is it so? Na jayate mriyate va kadashit. Because ajo nityaha shashvatoyam puranaha. Because the self is ajaha, nityaha, shashvataha, puranaha, free from birth and death and growth and decay. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So this viveka or discrimination is being taught to us because there is aviveka and non-discrimination. Where there are two, we are lumping them together and seeing them as one. This is what happens in our life. Like the iron ball and fire become one, as though in what we call the fireball. Where there are two entities that appear to be one. And similarly also in our case, there are two entities, purusa and prakrti, but they appear to be one, and therefore what belongs to prakrti is thought to belong to purusa, and therefore I entertain variety of notions that I am the performer of action. I am the karta, I am the bhokta. Kartrtva, bhoktrutva, lakshana, samsara. The Vedantic teachers say that what is samsara? That which is characterized by kartrtva and bhoktrtva, doership and experiencership. So this is the habitual superimposition, not that we have decided to do this. We are born with the habit of superimposing the prakrti upon purusa and looking upon them as one, even when there are two, like an actor and the costume. If that two are not known, then someone may think that this individual is a beggar. Whereas beggar in reality is the union of the actor and the costume. So one sees a wealthy in the beggar. Now, wealthy and beggar are mutually exclusive. How can you see two in one? Only when they belong to two different locuses. That the beggar belongs to the costume and the wealthy belongs to the actor. And therefore, this superimposition, confusion can take place, is taking place. And unfortunately, this is creating a lot of problems for us. There are many other confusions or even delusions in our life. And we can very well live the life without those stuff or that stuff also. So many delusions do not bother us. But this is one thing that is the source of all our problems in life, all our sorrow in life. Therefore the need to pay attention to this. Whether the sun is steady and the earth is rotating, whether we have that confusion may not matter. We can live our life without any problem, as best as we know. There are so many things that we do not know wrongly in this life. And still life goes on. But this is one delusion, which is responsible for all the sorrow in our life, which deprives us of the fullness which is our nature. As we are, we should be feeling the fullness, the happiness, freedom constantly. That's our nature. And there is something that denies us that. Not only denies us the freedom that we are, on the contrary, creates the notion of bondage where there is freedom. Creates the notion of unhappiness where there is happiness. Creates altogether contradictory notions, and therefore to resolve this confusion or delusion is very important, and most important and only important thing, Vedanta would say. And therefore this is addressed again and again. It's the only thing that Vedanta talks about, only thing that it addresses. And the Lord Krishna finds an opportunity to address it again. Karmani akarmaya pashyayat. Understand, Arjuna, that karma belongs to prakrti. And you are habitually superimposing what belongs to prakrti, karma, and think that you are the karta, Atma is the karta. That's where the problem is, isn't it? Arjuna's problem arose from thinking that I am a karta. And the karta becomes bhokta. That I will be the performer of this horrible, terrible action. Tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. He Keshava, why do you enjoin me in performing this absolutely terrible action of killing people? Arjuna feels very guilty that I will become a sinner, a killer of my own kith and kin. I'll be killing, I'll be required to kill those who have nurtured me, nourished me, loved me. Because of whom I am what I am. So a lot of sense of guilt in Arjuna, which causes this sorrow. And of course, there is bhoktritva also. So not only he suffers from the sense of guilt of having to kill them, but suffers from then what will happen to me without them. So that's a bhoktritva. So as Bhashyakara explains, ahamesham mama ete, I belong to them, they belong to me, that I will be their killer, and what will I do without them? So if we trace the sorrow of Arjuna, it will trace to kartrtva, bhoktritva. Therefore the importance to address that, to make us realize that kartrtva, bhoktritva does not belong to I, belongs to non-I, belongs to the costume, belongs to the personality, where it is necessary also. The costume is necessary to perform the roles. So kartrutva, bhoktritva should be there in prakrti. Then I can function in life. That's the only purpose of being born anyway. So kartrutva, bhoktritva by themselves are not wrong. What is wrong, if we want to call something wrong, is to superimpose them where they do not belong. That I am a karta, I am a bhokta, that is what deprives me of the benefit of what I truly am. The kartrutva, bhoktritva are notions like the notion of snake upon the rope. And just as that notion that is a snake deprives me from the perception of rope, nothing else. Because what I am experiencing is rope. And still I am deprived the benefit of perceiving that entity as rope only because of the notion in my mind that this is a snake. Not that there is a real snake which deprives me, which is hiding the rope, no. Just this notion in my mind. Similarly, the notion that I am a karta, I am a bhokta, these notions, they deprive me of the benefit of the true nature of what I am. That I am is free, I am is complete, whole. When you are joined karta in that, then I am becomes as limited as karta. The I am by itself is limitless. But the moment you join bhokta in there, I am becomes as limited as bhokta. So even though we are experiencing I am, even though we are experiencing the limitless, by joining, by superimposing, by lumping kartrtva, bhoktrutva with that I am, we are denied the benefit of the true dimension of I am. And we can only experience the I am which is as small or as limited as karta and bhokta. And therefore I constantly suffer from a sense of smallness, limitedness, helplessness. Therefore the need of becoming free from these notions. So therefore Lord Krishna teaches, karmani akarmayah pashet. Understand, Arjuna, that karma is there. But at one level, what level? At the level of prakrti. Even when there is karma at the level of prakrti, simultaneously there is the purusa, who is what? Akarta, actionless. Most amazing thing. The akarta, the actionless, is substrate of all the action. The limitless is a substrate of all limitations. Very difficult to imagine even. The limitless is right there where I think this is limited. The actionless is right there where I think there is action. The rope is right there where, or the snakeless is right there where I think there is snake. The waterless is right there where I think there is water. It's a matter of training our eyes. So look at the action and train your eyes to what? Action can be there only when isness is there, asti is there, bhati is there. And therefore, the limitless is there. Thus, action can become, if properly understood and properly meditated upon. A simple example is just as a pot can become the means of my meditating upon the clay, or an ornament can become the means of my meditating upon the gold. The simpler example we accept. Meditating upon Astipad is not as simple as meditating upon the gold, but still. Just as I cannot experience an ornament without the gold, cannot experience a pot without the clay, I cannot experience karma without the akarma. So then it's a matter of focusing our mind. Arjuna, see that karma is because of akarma. That karma can be let go, can be given up. Just as even when I am looking at the ornament, I can let go the name and form the ornament if I totally focus my attention on the gold. So akarta is Atma. In this case, a little different thing, of course. You will complain that Swamiji, this is not an adequate example, easy example, you get away with that, it's true. That karma belongs to prakrti, it belongs to anatma, and akarma or excellence belongs to purusa, belongs to atma. So this is not simply focusing, but this is withdrawing from anatma to atma. But then the atma is very much experienced when you are experiencing anatma. The karma, the actionless, the self is very much experienced when karma or the prakrti is experienced. Because mithya cannot be experienced without the experience of satya. Anatma cannot be experienced without the experience of atma. Or karma cannot be experienced without the experience of akarma. So here what we need to do is to let go. Isko neti neti. Even in case of gold and ornament also it is letting go the name and form to appreciate the gold. They are also there. But here is letting go of neti, of karma, of prakrti, of that identification. And appreciating the akarma, the actionless, the atma. Karmani akarmayah pashet. In a way, this is the upadesha of Upanishad, neti neti, where karma is negated. To appreciate akarma. We cannot appreciate akarma unless the karma is negated. Because karma belongs to prakrti, anatma, which requires my mind to be focused upon anatma. So I should withdraw my focus from anatma, no doubt about that. And focus upon the self, upon the atma, which does require a mind which is able to do that, which has no axe to grind with anatma. It doesn't mind letting go anatma, doesn't mind letting go the prakrti, doesn't mind letting go the karma, doesn't mind letting go the kartrtvam, because no agenda. So when the mind becomes free from agenda, which is what is called a ragadvesha, it is true that I have nothing to lose by letting go of the karma, nothing to gain by holding on to karma, and nothing to lose by letting go of the karma or kartrtva, then I can let go of the kartrtva. Then I remain what I am regardless. But upon what I am, I was also lumping or superimposing this prakrti, and therefore the prakrti is karma and therefore kartrtva. Then I recognize that that belongs to prakrti. That is anatma. That is not atma. If the recognition is there, then it becomes possible for me to let go. So, kartrtvam is let go. By letting go of the identification with the prakrti, identification with the body-mind complex. When can I let go of the identification? When I can remain without them. If I think that they are very important to me for my existence, my well-being, then that cannot be let go. But I have discovered sufficient self-sufficiency within myself, that I do not need the body or mind or sense organs in order for me to feel comfortable. I can be comfortable without them also. This is when we can let go. Understand, letting go doesn't happen just like that. Because that will not allow me to let go. As long as it holds some importance for me, it has something to contribute to me, or it can damage me in some way. So long, even if I want, I cannot let it go because it will not allow me to let it go. Therefore, a disposition of mind which is free from agenda, free from the need of identification. That means the mind has discovered adequate self-sufficiency to be by itself without the need to hold on to anything. So that will be called sadhana, chatushtaya sambatti, called vairagya, called samadhi satika sambatti, called antahkarana shuddhi, etc. It is true that we do require a mind like that. But in that case, with that, is letting go. Letting go of something which I am holding on to because of ignorance. And ignorance has created a wrong value for this prakrti, where I have been thinking that my existence depends upon my body, I am there because the body is, etc., etc. When sufficient freedom has been discovered, then I can let go. Karmani akarmayah pashet. Akarma means Atma. So where karma is, one sees akarma. Or one recognizes that the truth of karma is an akarma or actionless. Or one lets go of the karma and sees the self as actionless. And recognizes that actionless is very much there even when action is. That actionless is not opposed to action. It is ignorance that only causes them lumping together. But then I realize that the action belongs to prakrti. And prakrti does not in any way affect the self or atma, meaning that action of prakrti does not create a sense of doership in atma. I can remain akarta, actionless, even when prakrti is acting. This is what Lord Krishna wants ultimately. When we recognize that the self is actionless and action belongs to prakrti, that even then the prakrti is performing action. The self remains actionless, it remains free, it remains complete. In that case, I have no problem with action at all, because performance of action does not in any way deprive me of the actionlessness, the freedom that I am, because they belong to different locuses. The actionless is paramadika satta, which is not opposed to vyavarika satta, which is action. When we are lumping them together, then one may be opposed to the other. Therefore, I don't want to perform action because action is a burden to me. When I see myself as independent of action, action is not a burden to me. Gata sangasya muktasya jnana vasya chetasah yajnaya charatah karma samagram praviliyate. Lord Krishna will say all that in the following verses. But this is what Lord Krishna is teaching. Karmani akarmayah pashet. Akarmani to karma is simple. Because karma and akarma both belong to prakrti. In fact, Atma should not be called actionless also. The Atma it transcends ideas of action and inaction both. Action and inaction both belong to prakrti. Therefore, as Bhashyakara explains here, when do I say I am not doing anything? This conclusion of notion on my part that I am not doing anything also arises from identification with prakrti. When I say I am doing something, that also arises from identification with prakrti, because it is prakrti that does things. And similarly, when I say I am not doing anything, that is also the result of identification with prakrti, because it is prakrti that does not do things. What will not do something? That which was doing earlier now does not do. So not doing also belongs where doing was. So prakrti was doing and prakrti is not doing. Formerly when prakrti was doing, I said I am doing. Now prakrti is not doing, I say I am not doing. So this notion of I am not doing also arises from identification with prakrti. Because not doing also belongs to prakrti. And therefore, Lord Krishna says that when you say I am not doing something, when do you say that? When prakrti is not doing something. When will that happen? When you control the prakrti to such an extent that prakrti is prevented from doing something. Because doing is the nature of prakrti. Doing is the nature of body, mind, sense complex. And you restrain the body, restrain the sense organ, restrain the mind to such a point that they are now inactive. Meaning that they are prevented from the natural nature of doing things. Therefore, a person who is not doing something is a person who has prevented the prakrti from his nature of doing. So he is performing action of restraining the prakrti, understand? For example, on a slope, it is the nature of a motor car or a vehicle to slide down. Now you see a car in the middle of the slope, held in action, held motionless. Then you know that this person is applying brake because it is nature of the vehicle to slide. And to keep it in non-sliding requires you to apply brake. So there is an action of applying brake. Similarly also in not doing something, an action of applying brake is involved. Because by nature, prakrti wants to do things. So Lord Krishna says, akarmani cha karmaya. Akarma means inaction, which is the nature of prakrti. And when prakrti does not do something, which means that there is a restraint involved in preventing the prakrti from its nature of doing things, so there is action of the nature of restraint involved even when I say, I do not do anything. So therefore Lord Krishna says, akarmani cha karma. Akarmani means akarma also belongs to prakrti. Inactivity, recognize that. In inactivity also, some will is involved in preventing the prakrti from its naturally performing action. And therefore, action of the nature of will is involved there also. Meaning that both karma and akarma, action and inaction, both of them belong to prakrti. Atma transcends the idea of karma and akarma, action and inaction both. So we use the word actionless. What is meant by actionless? That actionless does not mean inactive, does not mean one who does not perform action. Actionless means one who transcends action. And when you transcend action, you are naturally transcending inaction also. So Atma, the self, is actionless means the one that transcends both action as well as inaction. Therefore Lord Krishna says, karmani akarmayah pashyet. Atma, which transcends karma and akarma, one who sees that transcending Atma, the substratum is very much there as existing, as manifesting when action takes place, is very much there when inaction, action is, absence of action is there. In presence of action also, the actionless Atma is there. In absence of action also, the actionless Atma is there. One who sees that fact, sees the reality. So that's how Lord Krishna said, Tatte karma pravakshami yajñātva mokshase ashubhat. Tatte karma and akarma. I will teach you about the action and inaction. The truth of both of them is Atma. So knowing karma rightly is what? Knowing karma as Atma. Knowing akarma rightly is what? Knowing that also is Atma. Yajñātva mokshase, both of them are mithya. And both of them depend upon Atma, which is Satyam. So by this knowledge, Ashubhat mokshase will be liberated from samsara of kartrtva, bhoktrtva. Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.